the one confused. Call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now. Y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're just freaked out. Get ready for defeat now. I'm gonna make you bleed out. Listen on repeat now and read out all the weak now. Get up. Now I'm not the one confused. Call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now. Y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so
and let me get around the corner again. Ugh. Well, that's not right. That's not right either. Damn, I leave the office for like 2 days. 2 days. And things are already messed up. Well. I think I almost got it. Good morning, everyone. I will get this damn thing turned on if it kills me. Pretty sure I can't just unplug that. Oh well. Oh, that's why. I got on the wrong voltage. All right. There we go. Fixed it. I'm happy. From Canada. Let's give people a few minutes to tune in. Oh, everyone's tuned in, and it has been a few minutes. Good for me. So, good afternoon, Salty Chef up in Canada. I heard there's a referendum where if voted on, then Alberta could be joining the United States, which, big happy. I like Alberta. Hello, Sarah. Oh, boy. This is always fun to try to do alone. So, I'm assuming most of you have seen Art's page lately, at least Scripps News. Oh, yeah, I need to go and share it on a. Scripps had been the fifth ward. Shit. After the redistricting, I don't know which ward I'm in. I was in Tanya's, then they said I'm in Jerry's, but then they said old wards again. I don't know. Fuck it, I don't care. I am where I am where I am. In a group, and there we go. Didn't make my phone fancy so I can see everything. So, Scripps came down from DC and was talking about the liens on people's houses. By the way, still not sponsored by Red Bull. They came down, they spoke to one nice lady about how the water has affected her and how she doesn't trust her water. Fair, understandable. Then they spoke with one gentleman in the water office going to pay his bill. And he said he's had his water off for a while. Why pay for water that you can't use? The woman, as they interviewed her, inside her own house drinking a bottle of water, whereas most Americans, while they're talking with someone, they're just going to fill up a glass of water from their tap. You can't do that here. The fact of the matter is, Several thousand people were set and due to lose their homes thanks to liens on their house for not paying their water bills. And it was all set up. As long as you currently have a water bill that came out, Mayor Neely's plan was to put a stop to those liens so people wouldn't lose their houses. Thing is, people in Flint, and I'm going to be rather crass today, people in Flint are like the overweight chick at a bar. You show her a little bit of attention, she'll show you a lot of attention back. So when you show a kindness to the folks in Flint, they're going to show you a lot more back. Because let's face it, city here's been fucked over for decades. Many friends and family have come through, have gone destitute, lost everything they had. The water's been bad, can't trust that. Then they take the water pods away. Everything and everything and everything has been designed to keep you down. So honestly, it was a halfway decent political maneuver by Mayor Neely. He understands that you can keep kicking people for a while, and then the second you say you hold back a kick, they're going to be thankful rather than still pissed at you for kicking them. It did get on my nerves quite a bit. And I think the biggest reason he did that was because Scripps, I think it was Scripps, it's on Arthur Woodson's page. Someone go ahead and, if you would, tag Arthur Woodson so anyone that doesn't have him as a friend can pop on over to his page and show that article. If you wouldn't mind, please, since I don't have a teammate here today. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let me go back into Flint Politics Reboot. Back. Because I saw something the other day on the agenda that kind of rose a few bells for me. Politics Reboot. Here we are. Let me find files. Let's see if this is the right one. Should have done this earlier. Open with Mega. Legislative Committee. Yeah. So while everyone had their attention on subsection 31-10, disorderly conduct, assault and battery in disorderly persons, I want to bring everyone's attention instead. God damn you, son. I said, damn you. All right, bring everyone's attention instead to Division 5, replacement of lead service lines, subsection 46-75. There are several things in here that catch my attention. Service lines shall mean da 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 da. There's all the definitions. That's great. So they've declared lead service lines a public nuisance, finally. It's been a decade, or at least this is what's going to council floor for them to vote on. The absence of city records indicating that service line was inspected and or replaced after 2015 in any given property shall create a rebuttal presumption that the lead service line exists on that property. The owner of the property upon which the lead service line is located shall be responsible for determining how the lead service line will be replaced. A lead service line may be replaced at no expense to the owner of the property under the lead service line replacement program as described in subsection 46-77 of this ordinance. An owner who does not wish to participate in the lead service line replacement program shall arrange to have a licensed plumber or other qualified service provider replace the lead service line within 1 year of the effective date of this ordinance. The city of Flint shall not be required to reimburse an owner who does not wish to participate in the lead service line replacement program for any cost or expense associated with replacing lead service line. We'll stop and put a pin in it right there. The city of Flint is more than a decade behind at this point getting these fucking lead service lines replaced. They've already stopped with water pods. We have many places have no free access to decent water, to water that will not fucking kill you. I'll get to that in a second, Anthony. We have no more water pods. You can't trust the water coming out of your tap. And they have a waiting list for their lead service line replacement program. If I had the money and I didn't want to wait, I could hire a plumber to replace a service line. Plumber, construction agency, whatever, come and replace the service line. But that means that I'm now on the hook. That money comes out of my pocket. I do not get reimbursed by the city of Flint. Why should I have to pay for you being a slow motherfucker? Why should I be penalized for that? That's the first question I have to hit here. Now, next part. A lead service line replacement program shall be managed by the City of Flint Department of Public Works. Okay. The lead service line replacement program shall replace any lead lines in the City of Flint at no expense to the owner of the property on the schedule determined by the city. The city runs on the pace of tomorrow. Everything can be done tomorrow. We can worry about that tomorrow, except your money. Whenever it comes to you being late on a bill, it is today. Actually, they want it yesterday. They will shut you the fuck off. Hell, they will take your house for being a month late on fucking taxes. All right. C. To participate in the lead service line replacement program, an owner must register with the City of Flint Department of Public Works in a form acceptable by the Department of Public Works. Weird. Grant agents, employees, and or contractors of the City of Flint permission to enter the property upon which the lead service line is located or believed to be located during any daylight hours for the purpose of replacing lead service line. So if and when they finally get around to you, you have to say they can come onto your property anytime, go into your basement, replace your line. Well, what if you're at work? What if you're out and about? What if you have dogs? No, they still now have permission. In a normal city, they would call you and say, hey, we're coming at this time. However, this is Flint. You may not get that call at all. An owner who does not participate in the lead service line replacement program shall provide the City of Flint Department of Public Works with the following documentation to provide the private side of the lead service line has been replaced. The name, address, telephone number, and licensed plumber or of the licensed plumber or other qualified service provider that replaced the private side of the lead service line, and an invoice, receipt, or other documentation showing that the private side of the lead service line has been replaced, the prior service line composition, and what the date of the replacement occurred. Okay, so now I can get on your public program. I can wait forever and a day, drink poisoned water, pay. God, I think most people here in the city of Flint spend about $150, $200 a month just for drinking water, just from Walmart and bottles or such. And then when you finally get around to me on your schedule, Flint, I have to make my house available to your contractors. Okay, I can understand that to an extent. But it doesn't say here if it's going to be, well, they're just down the street so they can swing by and do whatever, or they're going to give you a call and schedule. Or if I decide to skip your entire bullshit waiting process to try to get my family fucking clean drinking water today, or as soon as I can, out of my own pocket, you're not going to reimburse me, even though part of the lawsuit was the state and the hospital pay, Flint administers and makes sure these things gets done. They're so far fucking behind. At this point, because of how far behind they are, they should just reimburse people who get it done themselves. What if I have a problem with the contractor they have? What if it's say someone I know I don't like, or say I've used this company before and they didn't do a great job, or 1,001 different things. I should have the choice. Instead, it's I pay fork out like $1,500 and I don't get reimbursed for it. Okay. So the deadlines of this division may be extended by the City of Flint Department of Public Works with good cause. I've yet to see anything good cause saying that we can be a decade late in fixing our water, but maybe I got high expectations. An owner who fails to comply with the provisions of this ordinance and or who fails to cause or arrange the removal of lead service line from the owner's property shall be responsible for municipal civil infraction as provided under subsection 1-13 to subsection 1-20 of the Flint City Code of Operations. The city attorney for the city of Flint may maintain any action to enforce the provisions of this ordinance. Any person who violates provisions of this ordinance shall also be liable for the cost of this action, including reasonable attorney's fees. Section 2, this ordinance shall become effective 30 days after enactment. Let's stop there. They are years behind on replacement. And now they're swapping the responsibility from themselves to the homeowners. So if you now do not go out and schedule an appointment, get on their wait list, hopefully they come within a reasonable period of time to get you clean drinking water that they should have done years ago when the lawsuit was filed and won by the concerned pastors and the people of the city of Flint. If they're late getting to you, it is now your fault and you can be fined. Does this sound any sort of fucking right to anyone? Seriously. Our water's been fucked up for a decade. 2015, 2016, water pods and National Guard came in. When I got here in 2016, I had Goyette up and down the street. When I first got into my house, they came up and down the fucking street and were hitting every house. Knock on the door. Hey, we're here to change your lead service lines. Cool. They go down to your basement. They do a bit of work down there. Then they hit the private property side of the main, remove that, put a new one in, cover it up, good to go. That was just standard. That's when we had someone who actually cared to get these lead service lines replaced. Fast forward now 8 years. They lost steam. They lost focus. They don't care anymore. Remember, some council people say the water crisis didn't affect me. As they said, okay, so they don't care. Other things have taken precedence and priority, whereas you still can't, let your kids outside to play, and if they're thirsty, they can drink out the water hose. You still can't cook your kids macaroni and cheese with the water out of your faucet. So we come to today, they get slapped again for being late and not having things up to date within the time period the court has set forward. And now they're saying either you get with us on our timing schedule or you pay yourself or we fine you. And not just fine you, they can also hit you with, quote, attorney fees. Doesn't that sound wonderful? I don't know if you guys have used an attorney lately. Many attorneys will cost you about $500 an hour. So as the attorney is gearing up to take you to court to say you didn't do X, Y, or Z, how many hours is it going to take them to do that? 2, 3, 4, 5? That's $2,500 plus whatever fine they decide to levy against you. And then you still have to pay to get your lead service line replaced. Now I saw someone ask, what about the mains? Last I saw, there were 15,000 mains that needed replacing at the start of the crisis, and about 10,000 had been done. I believe that those are the numbers. So we've still got 5,000 mains, according to the last report that I've seen, which was published in 2019. And I haven't seen any major road work done to remove mains in that time frame. We've still got 5,000 left. And mind you, this doesn't even count what's still in your house, as myself and Clack 2-3 weeks ago went through. There's still corrosion and gunk from those fucked up pipes in your house piping. And while other cities around the state, when they lobbied to have their service lines replaced, their main lines replaced because of lead found in them during a water crisis, they also got the pipes in their homes replaced. They also got their refrigerators replaced if it ran water through it, their water heaters, their washers and their washers and dishwashers. Anything that ran that water through it was replaced. Whereas us folks in the city of Flint, they're just worried about what attaches to the line at the city. They don't care about what's in your home. You are still not safe even after all that. Yeah, it is insane. We saw this week Mr. Jarrett standing up for the city of Flint, or for the people of Flint. Sorry, there is a difference between the two now. Let me see, where is that ordinance? Disorderly conduct, assault and battery. What they've tried to do is make it to where if you call out during a city council meeting, that you can be charged with harassment or threatening, which then comes to the provision of assault and battery. Assault and battery: any person who assaults and batters an individual is guilty of misdemeanor, punishable by imprisonment of not more than 93 days or a fine not more than $500, or both. Assault or assaults on in batteries his or her spouse. Okay, that one needs to happen. Threats against local public officials: any person who makes a threat to kill or physically injure any public official or cause property damage to property owned by a public official is guilty of a misdemeanor. Then for whatever reason, they go into controlled substance and drug paraphernalia right off the bat on that one. Local public official means any elected or appointed official or employee of a local unit of government. Threat means the expression of an intent to commit an act of unlawful violence to a particular individuals, or their property, without regard as to whether the maker of the threat actually intends to carry out the threat. So, while at city council, if you say, we're going to get you out of office, they may feel threatened. And the officer escorts you out, puts you in handcuffs. You can serve 93 days or pay a $500 fine, or both. Put that together, guys. Because then at that point, you've now been arrested and probably convicted at a later point of a violent crime. I will remind you to a few months ago when Eric Mays was last removed from city council, everyone stood up, walked toward the front in support of Eric Mays. And I will remind you to go look at Eva Worthing's page, and she called it a riot. She said that everyone in city council was rioting. Or, yeah. That sets people up for major negative repercussions. There are ways that you can get around certain things. You can trick someone else's brain and limbic system into immediate uh, reactions using terms like violence, riots, anything like that. You hear those and it automatically puts you on edge. Now, I don't think Eva did this on purpose because I don't think she's fucking smart enough. But when she said that, it automatically set everyone else up for this to go through, which thankfully Mr. Jarrett slapped it down, because that means anytime someone yells out, such as Miss Baby Doll or anything, they could have been arrested and convicted of assault and battery. It drives me insane. I've got to get out of here. This is the type of government and wanton abuse that I rally against on a daily basis, and I see it going on in my own backyard, and I don't know what the fuck to do about it. I can sit here and I can talk to you guys all day long, but unless it changes voting habits, it's not going to do anything. I can go stand outside with a sign. Unless someone actually takes it seriously, it's not going to do anything. I can go to city council and speak my mind, but obviously they don't change their fucking votes. They don't care. Many of them have already been paid off. And paid off with ARPA funds at that. Earlier this week, we had Mr. Del Rico on the morning bump with Wintus, and I asked him by percentage if he knew how much of the county's ARPA funds came into the city. He gave me a slight breakdown, number wise, but he couldn't give me a percentage. I raced up here for my show Wednesday, and he was still here, and he had a pamphlet of papers, and he showed me. Okay, a decent portion went into renovation of infrastructure, shutting down buildings, which is actually going to save the city of, or well, the county of Genesee millions of dollars over a period of years. Roads, X, Y, and Z. So nothing really came to the residents, but I have to turn around and say that's okay because they put it into their own projects instead of throwing it to 501c3s, unlike Flint City Council. Flint decided to throw all that money at their friends via nonprofits for blight, for X, Y, and Z, but we already have a blight department. I don't know why they didn't just grow it. I don't know why we didn't grow our police department. The other day, I was just talking with some friends. Someone pulls up next to my house and drops an entire mag with a Glock switch. Fuck. So we don't have police around. We've got violent crime running around. We don't have clean water. It seems the objective of the city of Flint is not to be a service for the people. Mind you, you don't actually need a government. Bridget, I'm not holding water for her. That's her point. That's her stuff. Damn it, Anna. Leave my maroon shirt alone. I love this shirt. It makes me look somewhat good. You don't actually need a government, though, to get back on topic. You and a group of friends can have a functioning society with rules in place without something large grifting you. At a certain point, it is better to have a government when you get large enough, someone to make rules, enforce rules. And then on the back end of that, they need money to enforce those rules. That's what your taxes are. The city of Flint has forgotten that the role of a government is to support a people. They have turned government into business. And it's a piss poor business at that. I've seen lemonade stands that are more profitable than the city of Flint. I've seen lemonade stands that remember what the fuck they're there for. 10, 11, 12-year-old kid selling lemonade. Goal, make lemonade and make money. Pretty simple. City of Flint doesn't know what the fuck it wants to do. They're talking about raising our water rates again. Water that you still can't use, still can't drink. They're talking about, once again, raising property taxes. And property that is constantly depreciating in value because they don't tear down blighted homes around you. They don't take care of the city. You've got potholes everywhere. They don't ask or leverage state or federal money. Congressman Kildee, I've told you guys before, I do not like the man on a political level. I've never met him personally, so I can't say if I like him personally or not. But he had a good point. There's $67 million available for infrastructure from the state that the city of Flint could ask for part of, and several million available federally. I mean, we're talking hundreds of millions that the city of Flint could apply for. Instead, they haven't done shit. Instead, they'd rather leverage money from the citizens. Why? I don't know. If I had to give you my best guess, it's because when money comes from the state or from the federal, they have to show how it's spent. And they don't want to show how it's spent because 90% of the time, whenever money comes into the city of Flint, it goes to friends and family programs rather than to actual infrastructure, rather than to making the lives of residents better. And if anyone from city council is watching this, I want you to understand that we are watching. We understand. Dennis, Jerry, Tanya, Mr. Jarrett, ask these questions. Why haven't we applied? And I guarantee you will get some bullshit answer of, we didn't know, we didn't think about it, we don't think it's right for us, we don't think it's right for Flint. Bullshit answer. Because in reality, if money comes here and you have to show the receipts, they're not going to try it. If you try to get the receipts from the ARPA funds, for the past 2 years, when ARPA came out, we were told different numbers. We knew 94.6 million came into the city or some odd like that. And then after so many resolutions, oh, there's this much. You go back, look, and there was a different amount. About a year ago, we were told there was zero left, that it had all been allocated. Okay, I guess. Weird. And then turn around a few weeks later, or a few months later, and the city of Flint said, nope, we are allocating 40 million for revenue replacement. How did you get 40 million when you said everything was gone? This makes no sense. And then you go through their resolutions, and periodically you'll see reallocate, reallocate, reallocate. Okay. So you're taking money away from one program that you already said to give to another. You're lowering their payout. What are you doing? They're playing the hat game, the shell game with money that was supposed to come here to help bring us back to the quality of life that we should be at after the pandemic. People lost their homes, people lost their jobs because our governor is a nitwit and decided to shut everything down, killing small business. Many people lost so many sources of income, lost their cars. The money that's coming in through ARPA was supposed to at least bring us back up to a decent standard. Maybe not buy your house or buy your car back for you, but if you still kept them, fix the roads so it doesn't beat the shit out of your car more. People couldn't afford to get their roofs replaced because they lost their job or their small business went under. Maybe allocate money toward home repair, which is able to be done. They just chose not to. They chose to give money to 501c3 nonprofits because of, well, they made it the vaguest fucking criteria to get money from them. Blight? Really? We have two fucking blight offices in Genesee County, the county and the city. Instead of spending all that money on these small nonprofits that are connected to friends and family, why not just buy one or two fucking excavators, a trailer to move them around on, and do it your fucking self? Who knew? Who fucking knew? I mean, it's not like I'm a genius. I'm 35 years old. I've got brain damage. I am eccentric, and I'm a caffeine addict. But if I can see what they're doing, I don't know why so many people can't. You still see people who go to bat for these morons, who will go up there and spout nonsense as to how those five, used to be six, were doing something for the city. You're right. Good choice of words, because the city is no longer the people here. I like what you're doing. Point to me one thing that they've done with that money. Point to me one thing that they've done with the resolution to help the city of Flint. One fucking thing. Because I haven't seen it. We have one wonderful lady who goes up there every city council meeting and asks them to allocate 15 million toward home repairs. 15 million out of 94 is nothing. It is a drop in the bucket. But that is 15 million that can't be given to Service Park, can't be given to the Good Church, can't be given to the Water Lab. Weird. And usually I have someone to bounce back and forth off of here. But everyone's busy, of course. We don't need to exercise our demons. What we need to do is sit down as a community and decide what is most important to us as a community. And then back candidates for these elected positions that are fully on board with those priorities. Because what we've been doing for so long is voting on someone based on their smile, based on their online presence, based on anything and everything that doesn't really fucking matter. Oh, I know him. I grew up down the block from him. I'm going to vote for him. Might be fine and dandy. In the best case, you got lucky and voted good. The worst case, you just voted in a future criminal that doesn't fucking care about the city. And great, they might be your friend, might grow up, down the block from them. But how many people do you know can literally manage millions of dollars and not be tempted? I know, I don't know very many at all. From John Pony on the Facebook side. Listen, Trevor, they're using our finances to fund their dreams. Dude, you write so weird. You're gonna have to give me a second to. You're gonna have to give me a second to decrypt whatever you're. Okay. So going off the first part, yes, they're taking our money to finance their dreams. Liddell Lewis, living across from Sarvis Park, she dumps every cent she can into that fucking park. Honestly, at this point, I hate that fucking park. I wish they'd just paved it over with a fucking parking lot. I'm tired of hearing about that fucking park. But every time that they put money into it, invest into it, make it look just a little bit prettier, it increases the property value of the houses around it, therefore enriching Liddell Lewis. Because as soon as she's out of that seat, remember, she is recruited to come here. As soon as she's out of that seat, she's selling that fucking home and she's going back to wherever. Then we have Quincy Murphy. He's got money going to his church, or he's trying to. He got paid by Ashley Capital in a $10,000 lawnmower. Mind you guys, I'm buying 5 acres in Florida. I'm looking at like maybe $1,000 lawnmower. This thing is, it better drive itself, connected music. Fuck, it better give you a goddamn back massage. $10,000 for a fucking lawnmower that was given to him by Ashley Capital through the nonprofit of Habitat for Humanity. And people think that his vote might not have been swayed to give Ashley Capital that sell Ashley Capital that property, and then give them a tax capture on it. You're fucking high. Same thing for the $1,200 for Liddell Lewis's Sarvis Park Foundation Halloween candy, because she turned that candy into money because it was $5 a ticket to go through their little haunted park. How much candy did they give the kids? Probably a piece. So $1,200 worth of candy. That kind of added up pretty quickly for a nonprofit. Candace Machat, with her unofficial water lab, tried picking up $350,000 off our service or off of our ARPA funds. Our infrastructure here is crumbling. Yesterday, I got into a car accident. As an ambulance is coming along, I pull over. Lady hit a pothole, lost control, and hit the side of my truck. I'll hit the rear end. That could have been avoided if the city had just fucking done its job. I'm honestly about to reach out to Domino's because instead of billboard space lately, they're filling in potholes and putting their logo on it. No. It's pretty sad. And then I hear that stupid fucking phrase, we're doing the work of the city. We're doing the work of the city is driving people out. It has almost become a profession. Take people's houses, you cut people's water off, you tax them out, you build them out, or you just make the city so unlivable with crime, with blight. No one deserves to live around this. At the end of the day, it feels like the city of Flint's fucking goal is to ruin Flint so bad to make Skid Row look like Beverly Hills. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read chat. Kind of, River. Make it terrible, then send money to charities to fix it. No, it's make it terrible so they have an excuse to give money to charities to pocket the money. When you take a look at it, when you forfeit your home via taxes, the city takes your home, then they sell it to land bank for a few bucks. Literally just like a dollar half the time. Land bank will take that home and either demolish it and sell the lot, or if the home's in not that bad a condition, what they'll do is they'll renovate it and sell it. Sometimes you're lucky and they will sell it to a local. I think single mothers are on top of their list. That's partially due to Mr. Freeman being a good, kind hearted gentleman, but he also works with criminals, crooks, and snakes. So a lot of the time, those properties come up, they're in decent condition. If a local or a resident or someone cannot get to it first, then other members of the land bank board who have their hands into nonprofits that typically do in realty. I'm looking at you, Miss Cherry, whose nonprofit, the downtown redevelopment, whatever, or was she on the Flint reinvestment? Yeah, same criminal activity. We'll pick up the property, renovate it, sell it for a profit, or level it and build something there that they can just rent out, enriching that nonprofit, and then they can pay themselves because you're not prohibited from taking a paycheck working as at a nonprofit. I'm waiting and waiting to see if something will actually happen here. There's been talks of feds. I ain't seen them. I mean, I've been in places where feds have come in for investigations. You always know when they're actually here. I'm waiting to see if many residents wake up because so many are just so fucking broken. I understand it. I do. When you've been treated like a dog for so long, you start to act like a dog. When you're told you're stupid for so fucking long, you start to act stupid. And when a city treats you like you're a fucking burden for so long, you act like a burden. So you keep your head down and you don't ask for anything because you've been guilted into it. We've been in this position for years. When GM shut down plants here, majority of Flint lost its job overnight. And it's been a situation of mass poverty since. The median income of the city of Flint is less than $48,000 a year. It's actually closer to $41,000 a year. The average income needed to live a fairly comfortable life is about $60,000 nationwide. Most people here can't even afford to register their car. I know there are times when I was, pick up and go, when I was touch and go trying to make things work, I couldn't afford to pay attention. River, then you have no respect for any company because that's what they all do. Might as well just take what you can get off of them while they're here. John Pony, what solutions do we have at this juncture? Can we sue the city? I mean, there's plenty of things you can sue the city for. You can sue the city more. Actually, you can sue for literally anything. in today's climate. What I would do is I'd sue the city for um, failing to keep with the timetable set forward by the court for water replacement. You keep hitting the city with so many fucking lawsuits, and it hurts these politicians because they constantly keep going through and getting sued. And during election race, you hit them with, you're costing the city money, you're costing us money, taxes, and get them out. But you still have to replace them with someone that is good. The communities, once again, need to come together, sit down, and discuss what's important. To me, what's important would be economic development, infrastructure, and crime. My 3 top priorities. Our water's fucked. Our roads are fucked. Our sidewalks are screwed. We have very little emergency response in a timely manner. Crime is out of control. As the old saying, or I guess it's not even an old saying, but as the saying goes, call the cops and order pizza, see who gets to you first. In Flint, that is a thing. I have done it. DoorDash got to my house within 45 minutes, and I'm still waiting for the cops 8 months later. And our water, which we've gone through so many times today. But I don't know where to go from here. Usually I have more of a conversation, but everyone's busy, like I said. John, I'm not a leader. I'm a soldier. I just do the grunt work, my friend. What we could use more than anything, though, is education. We need to see what has made other cities our size successful. Take what we like from that, from around the country, and implement it here. We need to figure out how to get things done here. And it starts at city council. Unfortunately, they're trying to shut us down with that by giving us 93-day jail sentences, which is particularly fun for me because if I go to jail for more than 90 days, I lose my disability benefits. Feels almost targeted. So I think I'm going to call it here. I've got a call with an insurance company in a little bit. Then I got to get a hold of my lawyers because for those of you that don't know, I am suing the city. Yeah. Remember, stay tuned tonight for Clack and Carol. Sister Circle. Tomorrow, talking with Tanya. Sunday, with community, I think it's community conversations with Miss Audrey Muhammad, Sister Audrey Muhammad. And then Monday, back to the bump. I'm not 100% sure on the schedule because it happens to be Memorial Day weekend. And then catch us on the Clubhouse call tomorrow. I'd like to see everyone there. I do bounce in and out. I'm usually more of a late night kind of guy. But if you have time tomorrow, download Clubhouse if you haven't already, and click the link in Flint Politics Reboot. And you get to hear more of the community talking rather than just myself or just Wentus or just Mickey. For those of you who are from out of town, you can hear actual residents' cries and pleas for help. and their grievances and their perspective of it, rather than just a few people who talk all the time about it. So I'm gonna get my happy ass up and go turn this off because it is about 1:58. Oh god damn. If I get hit by one more fucking driver in this goddamn city, I'm gonna lose my mind and start riding a goddamn bicycle. Oh.